Okay, so I got to share my screen. And I think I'm being recorded. It didn't say I was. And then I'm going to start. And don't ask me a bunch of questions till I get to number 10, okay? Just try to keep up. And if you can't keep up, you can just listen. And again, this time there will be a recording. For the blood drive flyer, I don't know what happened to it. Wonder if it is recording. Close. There, I said Brian can't hear me. I got to share my screen. Share screen. There we go. Okay, so there's my instructions are up. And then what you do is you go to, it's module 2, apply your knowledge, SCWD 2-1. And then it downloads right there, click on it, and it will open up. And it should look something like that. You will have to hit enable editing. And then I'm going to minimize that. And the two things you should see, it should look just about like mine does right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and read the little blurb, because they always put you in a place like you're an actual person doing a job of some kind. Oh man, I'm not in the right spot. 150, 148 is right there. Oh, that's not it. It's 148 is right there. Okay. So start Word, open the document SCWD 2-1, which is located in the data files, which is what I just did. The document you open contains 2 paragraphs of text that are notes about shopping safely online with respect to passwords and credit cards. The manager of Braden Department Stores, who created the shopping safely online notes, has asked you to revise the document as follows. Check spelling, grammar change line spacing, remove. So this is the stuff that we're going to go through. Find all occurrence of word, replace. These are all the objectives that are going to be measurable or going to be on the capstone, okay, that we're doing November 2nd. The modified document is shown in figure 2-97. So again, this is what you want it to look like. So, and you're always going to have that when you do a capstone or you do any assignment, they'll have a picture of what they want it to look like. Okay, so you can always refer back to it. And if it looks real close to this, you're probably going to get at least a 90. And you just go through the steps, okay? If the formatting is the same and the spacing is the same and everything's kind of the same. So click File on the ribbon, which is right up here. And it goes to another view. I think it's called like the backdoor view or something. I don't know. Everything has a name and I don't know all the names. I just kind of know how to do stuff. But I think it's called the backdoor view or something. Sometimes the name's right there. And then it says to save the document using the new file name. Now I'm going to have you name it something different. Just make sure your name is in it. So when you turn it in, I see your name. And if you have maybe module 1 or module 2, apply your knowledge. Or if you have this, that's fine. Okay, and I'll know. But if you put mod 2 or so, I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to go to, and you're best off saving things on a flash drive if you don't have access to the cloud, and none of you probably have access to the cloud. So I have to browse to my flash drive, which is called Dropbox. So I'll click this PC and it'll open up my Dropbox over here somewhere. Dropbox. There's my Dropbox. I'll click on Dropbox, 2020, 2021 school year. Cap 131. I have a Word, and you can do all what I'm doing right here on your flash drive. You can design folders and things like that. And if you ever need help with any of this stuff we're doing, Friday mornings, I get bored out of my mind and I want students to be here. So come and see me Friday mornings. I'm here all by myself. Some days people come, but some days they don't. So I'm going to name this Mr. A Mod 1, or actually it's Mod 2, apply knowledge. Just so kind of I know what it is. So it's name it something that you know what it is and that it's your name. Okay? That's fine. Just I put something about module 2 Word, but that's fine. That'll be perfect. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to hit save. And now I know it's saved. Anytime I hit that save button, it will be saved. So we did number 1, check spelling and grammar at once. Correct the spelling and grammar mistakes in the document. So to check spelling and grammar, I think I go to review. And then proofing, it's under the proofing group, spelling and grammar. I'm going to click spelling and grammar. And then it's going to like give you a suggestion. You can just double click on the suggestion, or if you scroll down a little bit, you just click on it and say use. So I'm going to click on it and it'll change it. Okay. Such as your high school. So that means you are, I don't want a contraction. I just want to click your, and then they misspelled account. So I'm going to change it to account. Oh man, they did it a couple of times. Account. Oh, and now I could have hit change all, but because they misspelled it every time. Somebody must have thought. So once I've done that, I'm going to hit OK. Change, and I could have hit a button called change all instances, but if you just change one at a time like I just did it change them? Am I going to know the difference when I grade it? No, I ain't going to know the difference. Okay, there's going to be a lot of stuff you do that I won't know the difference if you did it the wrong way or the right way, and there's no way I could tell. Okay, which is kind of a advantage of how I teach this class, because the way they teach it in the college is everybody has a computer program that kind of grades it for the teacher. I grade it, so there's certain things that I can't really tell as long as you make it look like it looks. So we are now on number 3, to display the ruler. If it says display or see or anything like show something, a lot of times that's going to be under view. Okay, so if I go to view, and I'm going to make this big so you can kind of see everything, because it kind of collapses stuff. And I already had to see, this is the ruler and it was already displayed. So there's a box there under view. If you make it big, to display the ruler, you can display grid lines. You can display a thing called navigation pane, which we're going to be doing a little bit later today. Okay, so I just want to display the ruler so I see where the ruler is. Then I'm going to make this small again to see what it says to do next. If necessary, use the ruler to indent the first line of the first paragraph 1/2 inch. If you are using a touch screen, use the paragraph display box. Hide the ruler. Okay, so they want me to make this indent it, and they want you to use this. I got to think about this for a second. So first line indent. See that there's these little triangles up here? And it's kind of hard to see, and you have to be really careful when you're pushing, because you could mess a lot of stuff up if you drag too much stuff up there. The indent is just that top, the one that's on the very top of the screen. So I have to just select it really carefully, and it said to go 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. And then that's one way to indent it. I think I could have probably just hit tab. Tab will indent it. That's a little bit easier to me. Remember, I won't know which way you did it. So if you get it 5 spaces in there and I'm grading it, I don't know how you did it. Usually if I display formatting, it should tell me what you did, but it really doesn't. But either way, I got there. Display the ruler, did that. Hide the ruler, and then it tells you to hide the ruler. So I'm going to go to view. I'm already there. And I'm going to uncheck that box. And I don't care if it's checked or checked. I kind of like the ruler, so I'm going to check it again. I don't know why they don't like it there. I like the ruler because it kind of helps me. So I'm going to keep the ruler checked. And you can too if you want. Select the entire document. Now, to select the whole document, I think there's a button up here that you can push, like edit or in the file somewhere, to select all. The way I always select all, I'm not even sure where it is I just hit Control A. If you hit Control A, it will select the whole document. You can also just go like this and drag the cursor across the whole document. That's another way to do it. But I like Control A because Control A means select all. And I'm not sure, there's another button there somewhere. I don't know where it's at to select all, but that's how I always do it. I hit Control A. I'm going to make this small again. Select the entire document, change the line spacing to double. Line spacing is under, if I right click on this, it gives you a choice to think. So right click, I told Eli was his buddy, so it's your buddy too. You can choose paragraph, and that will open up this cool box that I was showing, I think Jensa earlier or somebody, and we were working with spaces. I don't remember who it was, but we were doing stuff with spaces. So now I have the paragraph. It says, change spacing to double. Do you see line spacing somewhere? It's right there under spacing, okay? So I'm gonna get double. Okay, and then it says something else. It says, remove space before and after paragraphs. So right here under spacing, there's a 12-point space before paragraphs, and there is an 8-point space after paragraphs. To remove it, you change it to 0. And those will be gone. I think there's another way to do it. You could have just checked that box, but remember, there's always about a billion ways to do stuff, which makes it, to me, a little bit harder to use than Google Docs. I'm going to hit OK now. Okay. And now I'm on number 5. Find, now I need to find there's a button called Find somewhere. I forget where it's at. It's not under Review. I think it's under Home. Yes, it is. So if you go to the Home button, if you go way to the right, it says Find. If I click on Find, it actually opens up the navigation pane. And what did it tell me to find? What did I just do? If you ever do something, you're like, what the hell did I just do? I hit Control Z and Control Y. So Control Z undoes, so I don't know why that was highlighted, but I just hit Control Z and it unhighlighted it. Control Z is a cool deal, because if you ever do something like, what the hell did I do? You hit Control Z and it will undo whatever it was you do, because sometimes you accidentally hit buttons and something messes up. So it told me to find all occurrences of what? Password. So I'm gonna, under navigation, I'm gonna type the word password. Okay, and how many were there? 4, okay. I'd write that down somewhere because that's going to be a question you have to answer when you turn in the assignment. Alyssa, question. Okay, what? Okay, how I got to navigation, I'm going to close the navigation. Okay, another way to get to navigation is you hit the Home button. Okay, and then you go way over to the right, and then when you click on Find, it opens up the navigation. Okay, you got me, Alyssa? Okay, perfect. So there's 4, and it actually highlights them. So I'm going to minimize, I'm going to make this small again. I forget what that button, restore down is what that button's called. I just say make it smaller because I forget the words restore down. How many are there? So the answer to number 5 is 4. Use the Find and Replace dialog box to replace all occurrences of the word card with the words credit card. So I'm going to open that up again. And it says Find. And then there's a Replace button. Find and Replace. So click the, not just the Find, but click the Replace one. And it says to find what? It says to find card, C-A-R-D. And then it says to replace with credit card. So I'm going to type in credit card. And then I think it tells me to replace all. I don't see, but I'm going to hit replace all. If you replace one at all time, then that's fine. But I'm going to just hit replace all because I think that's what it says to do. All done. There are 5 replacements. And I think that might be a question too when you finish. So 5 replacements will be the answer to question 6. I think we're going to finish this before class is over. But that's okay. So it changed card to credit card. I'm going to make this, I'm going to restore this down. I'm using the correct vocabulary. Show the navigation pane, and it's already showing. So I don't know why they tell you to do that, but to show the navigation pane again, if it's not there, you could just go over and click the Find, or you can go to View and Show will open up the ruler and the navigation pane, and that'll pop in. That's another way to open up the navigation pane. So you know, like 5 different ways to get to the navigation pane now, or actually 3 or 4, something like that. Use the navigation pane to find the word often. Close the navigation pane. Okay, so find the word often. So I'm going to click often. And then it's selected. Now it says to use the thesaurus, right? Use words thesaurus. So the thesaurus, I think, is under Home. Or no, wait, I think it's under Review. And then Proofing, and then thesaurus. Okay, you see what I just did? I opened up the thing called the thesaurus. The thesaurus gives you different words, okay? If you use a thesaurus, it's so you don't say the same thing over and over again and you use more vocabulary. And some English instructors appreciate that. Actually, any college instructor doesn't like to use the same word over and over again. So use the resource to change the word often to, so frequently is my first choice. So I'm going to click on frequently. Hold on, let me see. Frequently, right there. And you can do the drop down arrow and hit insert or just double click on it. And it will change it to frequently, I think. We'll go back and look. Oh, shoot, let me see. Frequently. Hit what? I got to hit insert. All right. Hit the drop down button, hit insert. Okay, so you do have to hit the insert. I think you used to be able to just double click on it. Apparently not anymore. Let me go back. Frequently, double click. Didn't work. No, it was already changed. Okay, so it is frequently. If you went in and highlighted often and typed in frequently, would I know? No, okay. But it's good to be able to do that because it makes life easier when you're writing a paper. Okay, because you guys are going to be writing papers if you go to college. You probably already are with Jill. So maybe this might help you, but I think she does most of her stuff on Google Docs, correct? But you could actually do it on Word, any assignment she gives you, and you can upload it to Google Docs, okay? Google Docs is cool. Okay, so let me see, I'm on number what? I am on number, that was 7. I'm on number 8. Switch to the header. Okay, so I think there's some other ways than the way I'm going to show you to get to the header. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close that. Now the header is the thing on the top. The way I like to get to the header, and the easiest way for me to get to the header is just double click on it. And then you'll see, now I can't do anything in here, but I can do stuff on the header. So double click on the header and that opens up the header. And there's another way to do it, but I am not quite sure what it is. And I'm going to make this big. The header is kind of like an object. Remember how I told you when you open up an object or something different? So I'm going to click back in the regular document. It'll open up a different box, like a design. So this right here is all the crap you can do with the header. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in Word that is like overwhelming. But you just have to kind of click around on stuff to figure it out. That's the best way to do it, is kind of just experiment with it and mess with it. And the more you mess with it, the better you're going to do on the capstone. The more time you spend outside of class messing with it and during lab times and at home or in my class on Friday mornings, okay, the better you're going to do on the capstone if you really want to get in. And not everybody in here is probably going to earn the credits because they may not have did well on the first assignment, and they may not be here and they may not turn stuff in. But if you show up on a regular basis and you come and see me and you do what I say, you'll get your credits. And it's like this class is like $600 free. Okay. So that's kind of why we have to do the things I have to make sure that you can do certain things to give you those credits. So switch to the header so you can edit. In the first line of the header, insert the word online. Okay, so I'm not going to insert the word. I'm just going to type it, online, and then put a space. I'm not sure why they say, I think maybe that's what they mean by insert, but I just typed it. After the word safely, oops, I put it in the wrong spot. So after the word safely, I got to type online. And then I got to go and erase the online that I put at the beginning. So I didn't read very carefully. So you got to read these instructions pretty carefully because it's easy. It's real easy to miss stuff. It's super easy for anyone to miss stuff. So if you tell me I did everything exactly the way it was supposed to be, then and it doesn't look exactly like it does, then you didn't. Okay. Change the alignment of frequently. Oh, in the second line of header, insert a page number. Okay. So the second line, insert a page number. So I'm going to put the cursor right after page. I think that's what it says. A plain number with no formatting. one space after the word page. So I'm going to put a space there. I'm going to make this big again. And I'm going to look, and then you see the word page number over on the left. When I hit that drop down arrow, it's going to give me some choices. It said to insert a page number. What is it? Can somebody read that to me? What's it say, number 9? It says insert a page number, like it tells you what to do somehow. Plain number 1 or plain number 2. Okay, so plain, I'm going to top of page or current position, plain number 1. Just like that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I went to insert page number. I had the cursor there, and I went to current position, plain number, and it put, and you can see right there, it put a number 1 right at the top. Okay. If you don't make it a page number, because it does something when you make it a page number. I think if you put 1, I think it would go, but it'll if you make it a page number, it's going to go to 2 on the next page and 3 on the following page. So I would probably follow this way. I'm not sure. You can test that out and tell me. If you just put a 1, it might automatically change it, because Word's really intuitive and really smart. There's some real artificial intelligence there that it does some things for you. I am not sure if it does that for you, but to be certain, I'd do it this way. Okay. And you can always check and see if it worked. If it didn't work, then you can just go try again. And it's okay to mess with it because you can't break it. Okay. Jamie, you have a question? Okay, so it said to put the cursor right in the position. You put a space and then the cursor's there, and then you click page number, and then current position, and then plain number, and it'll put it right where the position is. Okay. And you could put it anywhere, and that's where it's going to be on every page. So if I went down to page 2, and I don't even think there is a page 2 yet. It'll say the header is going to be on every single piece of paper. That's what a header and a footer are. They're going to be on every page. And when you turn in a college paper, they like there to be a header of some kind. Depending on, there's 2 different formats. There's APA, which is the Association of Psychological, and that's how I had to do all my papers in education. And then there's another kind. I think it's M something something. Azalea? And then it says page 3. Okay, so that and if you just put 2 in, I'm not sure, or if you just put 1 in at the top, I don't know what it would do. Okay, so change them to right align. So I think if I'm in the header right now, I'm going to make this big again because I can't see everything. Change the alignment. So I got to look for alignment somewhere. Online pictures, go to footer, previous thing. I'm not going to do that because I think there's an easier way to do it. I think if you just go to home and click this, except you want to select everything. So I would probably hit Control A, and then I would hit, so if you go to home, that's where you're going to align stuff, and that'll move everything over to the right. So to align things, you usually got to go back to the home page, and then you may need to go back to the design. Hide floating meeting controls. Oh crap. Escape to show meeting controls. Did I stop sharing? No, I'm still sharing. I think I'm still sharing. I'm going to stop share and then share again. I'm recording this. Hey, Bryant, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. You trying to grow a beard?
No.
You trying to grow a beard? You look like a beatnik. Do you know what a beatnik is?
Yeah.
You kind of look like one. Beatniks are cool. Okay, I forget what I was on now. What number am I on? Change the alignment, do that. Okay, at the end of the password notes paragraph type, visit www. Okay, so at the end of here, at the end of which one? Password notes paragraph. Oh, that's the top one. Insert, or right here at the end of it. So, oh, I have to double click to get back there. So when you double click, it closes the header and the footer. End of the password notes, type visit. So I'm going to put a space and I want you to type visit. And I want you to type in www.gumchewer.piratewife.com. And then let me see. And then put a space for more information. And when you do that, you put a www. Remember I told you about Smart? It recognized that as a web address and automatically put a link into it. So when you're at home or right now, if you wanted to click on that, you could watch a cool video. Okay. So after you type the web address, continue typing to accept the automatic correction of the web address to a, and it automatically made it a web address. I can tell because it underlined it. And you may have to hit accept, but you apparently don't have to anymore because I didn't have to. Use autocorrect to point to the web address to display the small blue underline and then point to the, we don't need to do any of that because it did it already. If it did, if it's not blue underline, you may have to keep following those instructions. Okay. So that's a hyperlink, and maybe if we have time at the end, we can watch the video. Azalea? Okay, we'll get it figured out after I finish, okay? Just keep going on the rest of the steps. At the end of the fourth sentence in the password notes paragraph, so I got to count periods now. I got to make this big again. At the end of the fourth sentence, password creates a strong, double, complex answer with at least 8 characters that include and symbols, period. There's another period. And then, oh, the last, after the fourth one. Before the period, insert a citation. Oh, we got to insert a citation. Okay, so that's going to be right here. Did it say before the period? Insert a citation. Edit the citation. Before the period, okay. Yep, so I got to put my cursor right before the period. That's after the period. And then insert, where do you think insert citation might be? It might be there, but I think that citations are under review. After what? It is? No, I'm on number 13. Oh, right here. Is that the fourth sentence? Okay, I missed one of them then. Okay, so insert citation. I gotta make this big again. I forget where insert citation is. Insert, comment, header, footer, page number. It's gonna be under review. I didn't get all the way through this morning. You can probably tell. Insert citation. I'm going to try something. So I'm going to right click here. References. Oh my God, it's right there. I should have looked more at the titles. Insert, thank you. Insert citation. Let me see. I got to go back and look at the instructions. I should have finished this morning, but I didn't have time. Edit this citation to, okay, so insert the citation. Blake Barton. Okay, so I got to do the Blake Barton one. Insert citation, Blake Barton. Okay, and then edit the citation. So when you click in there, it wants you to edit it. And it wants you to say, page 43 to 47. So I'm in there now. So right inside that parenthesis, I'm gonna put a comma, page 43 to 47. Edit citation. Thank you. You should be teaching. 43 to 47. And I'm gonna hit OK. Okay. And I'm just gonna click somewhere else and I put it in. Except there's an S there. Oh, the S is in the wrong spot. I see what I did. So I have to go like this and put my S back before the names. And then I got to delete that S. Okay, at the end of the last sentence in the credit card notes paragraph before the period, so I go to the end of the last sentence right after the word call. Insert a citation placeholder called Joyce. So I'm going to insert a placeholder. I'm going to hit that drop down arrow. Add new placeholder. And it said to call it Joyce. So when I hit insert, this window, this dialog box should pop up. I'm going to type in Joyce, Joyce. And I'm going to hit OK. And now there is a new placeholder there called Joyce. And oh man, I can't see very well. When you get old, your eyes get bad. I got to get rid of that L. Yeah, hold on one sec. Let me finish this and then I'll answer your question. Type of source is a website. Okay, so now we have to edit the placeholder, and Jensa just told us how to do that because I wasn't quite sure. I hit the drop down arrow, right, Jensa? Okay, so when I click on that, I can edit does it say edit source or edit citation? Edit source, so I'm going to edit the source. And it said I'm going to make this small again. Oh, won't let me make it small. Okay. So, and you guys should be able to do this kind of along with me, I hope. It's right at when you click insert, it's at the bottom. There's a bottom choice called placeholder. So when you hit insert citation, there's a drop down arrow. See this drop down arrow? Add new placeholders at the very bottom. Yep. Okay. So now I got to edit it says source, right, Jensa? Edit source, and now I got to put a bunch of information here. And I think the author was Andrea D. Joyce. So I got to type in Andrea D. Joyce, and you're going to have to do this too. Andrea J. Joyce. And then it's a web. I think the source is a type of source is a website. It's already set for that. Name of web page is credit card safety. Name of web page is credit card safety. So I'm going to type in credit card safety. And this is stuff that you're going to have to do when you write a paper, because you always have to cite your sources when you write a paper. The fact that I'm showing you this now make Jill happy, because this is what you have to do for people like her. 2019, I'm going to say 2017. I don't know what it said for sure. So the year, I don't think it told me to put a month. Year access 2021. Oh, I got to put 2021 for year accessed. 2021 is all it asked me to put, so I could probably take out the 217 if I wanted to. And you can kind of do whatever you want here. Don't tell any English teacher I told you this, but some English teachers don't give a crap about this stuff and they don't check it, and some do. Okay, so you want to be careful. I mean, if you mess up, and if you see you messed it up one time and they didn't check it, then you're good to go. But a lot of times, if the first paper you wrote is really good to go, you just copy it and it's already formatted how you want it to be formatted. Because all the formatting, like I think this was MLA or APA, whichever way you have to do it. it's good to go once you've done one paper, so you can just use it like a template. Okay, so month access is October, so I'm just going to fill these dates in. October 1st, and if you hit tab, you can tab between them. Medium, I don't know, computer, I think. We'll see. So if that's how you fill it out. So whatever the source is or whatever your English teacher requires, that's how you insert it and edit a source. Let me see. So that's 14. Medium is web. I should have put web, not computer. So medium is web. But I got to the web via my phone or my computer. So web, I'll just put web. And then I think I'm going to hit OK. And we're done with that source. Now we're on 15. Delete the source for the author named Anastasia Marie Pappas. Can't use the Manage Sources button. So there should be a Manage Sources button somewhere. On the top. Right below mailings. Oh, Manage Source. Look at that. Okay, it says delete this one. So I'm going to highlight it and delete it. Okay. And again, this, you may not remember this when you're, if it is even something that you have to do. I don't remember exactly how the capstone is, but I'm going to go over some capstone stuff the Thursday before the test, so to make sure that you know how to do stuff. So that day right before the test is going to be pretty important. Okay, we got about 5 minutes. How many things left do we got to do? Just one more. Save the document again. Oh, no, press enter at the end of the document. Apply the normal style to the blank line at the end. So at the end, I'm at the end right now, enter, and then it says apply the normal style. Is it under references? Oh. Click the arrow. Yeah, I don't think that's the style it wants you to do. I think it's at the home. Styles. Yep, styles are over here. Okay. So, and it's already at normal. So sometimes it tells you to do stuff, and I don't know. So styles are under home. Okay. These are all the different styles. And it should have already been normal, but it just says, so click normal. Oh, it does something. It just makes it takes away the indent. Okay. So it does do something when you do if you do that. So the normal, the styles are underneath home. A lot of the times the paragraph and the styles and stuff with the whole document are under home, font, paragraph, or styles. Save the document again with the same file name. So I can just hit that, or I can go to file and save. Oh my God, save the document, did that. Submit the modified documents on in the foot. Now don't do number 18. 19, use the smart lookup pane to look up the word cache if necessary. Smart lookup pane. That's something you can kind of do on your own. Don't worry about it. Now, 21, answer questions 5, 6, 7, and 19. I think we did 5, 6, 5, and 6, but when you turn it in that little place where you gave me a compliment, hopefully today, you're going to be answering those questions. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I know some of you probably didn't finish. That's fine. You can have, and some of you might be all the way done or ahead of me, and that's fine either way. If you are, good. I want this submitted by Monday, okay? And most of you are probably done. And then you can, if you didn't get the blood drive flyer done, and the blood drive flyer is a little bit harder than this one was, okay? This one's probably, for a college student, more important, okay? But the blood drive flyer is pretty important too, okay? And it's also the one where about half the capstone can be found in that first one, where you're messing with pictures and you're doing stuff with the different kinds of formatting and making a flyer. Because I think the capstone is kind of making a flyer. In any case, I'm going to go over that with you and you'll be good to go. So good, we got just about done in time. But I'm sorry, I should have finished doing it, but I only got to like 14 this morning before y'all got here. I should have started earlier, but I slept in today. My brother won. Yep. I didn't get up till 5:30. I'm lazy. Actually, I got up from like 1 to 3. I started building a website. No, at like 1 in the morning. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. Does anybody have any questions about when this is due or anything? If you do, what can you do tomorrow from 8:30 to 12:30, 11:30, so I don't get bored out of my mind? Come sign up and come see me. There's hardly anybody here but me. This is due on Monday. And it's what, and if you want, what I'd recommend, if you did finish and you wanted, and you were out of things to do, you can do the extend your knowledge, okay? And I may even cover some of the stuff on the extend your knowledge. Let me look at what the extend your knowledge is. The extend your knowledge, again, the extend your knowledges are like kind of stuff you can experiment with and you can mess with on your own. And I highly recommend that you do that, because the more experience you have in all the stuff, the better off you're going to be, okay? And you guys can message me, or you guys know how to message me or contact me. And you also know that you can come in when, Drake? Raise your hand if anybody's coming in tomorrow. Okay, cool. I look forward to it. I seriously get bored out of my mind if there's not somebody here. Hold on. If you go to view, it's under view, okay? Did you catch